guys. What? So, we're in the 80s now. Not literally. This is not... I almost said Back to the Future. That would make no sense now, would it? Unless, what is it, the second Back to the Future, or the third Back to the Future, where they actually go back in time? I don't know what's happening in those movies. I just know that the first one was great. Just like every movie, the original is better than the sequel. I hold that to be true, even to this day. Anyways, sorry, I'm like in the camera, but I'm out of the camera. What? Okay, so, guys, we've hit the 80s. So this is actually 1980, right on the dot. You know what happened in 1980? A couple of things. So what happened is, so we elected Ronald Reagan as president. I'm told he was a good president by, like, I don't know, like every conservative out there. I wouldn't know, I wasn't alive during that time. Not to try to make you feel old or anything, but yeah, I wasn't alive. But, you know, what history tells me, I guess he was okay. But anyways, not my opinion on the president. What's else happening in 1980? Oh, Post-its were invented. Just a little tidbit, little FF fun fact. Because you know what? It's stuff like that we don't even, like, think about anymore. We're like, what? We just always assume, like, what do we always assume? Post-its were around? No, they had to be invented, people. And they was invented in 1980. Not only that, what's going on is there's a lot of natural disasters that actually happened in the year 1980, which is just a little odd. Maybe, like, people thought it was the apocalypse or something. What? Just kidding. Every year there's an apocalypse coming. We're well prepared. But there was a lot of natural disasters happening. Mount St. Helena in Washington erupted after being dormant for like several decades. Killed people around it. They're like, you know what? I'm done being dormant. Let's blow this thing up. And it did. Killed some people. Weird thing is, like, when I was researching, there was also like a massive, severe heat wave in the south that actually killed 117 people. Where's that in the history books? Where? I had to find it out for myself. 26, I shouldn't have to be finding things out like this. I feel like that's something maybe historically worthy to know. I don't know. I guess maybe if you're a meteorologist, sorry. Okay, I can speak today. There was also there was a lot of tornadoes happening in the Midwest. Like, there was just like a lot of natural disasters happening in 1980, which is great, isn't it? Okay. So the movie I was supposed to watch for 1980 was Cannibal Holocaust. This was something that was referred to me by my sister, who also loves horror movies. She's like, oh, you've been talking about found footage films. You gotta watch the very first found footage film. This is the very first time this genre is kind of an idea, and it kind of comes off like as if like it comes off like as if you're watching the news, and the news is telling you, hey, by the way, these 4 people went off to the Amazon, aka the Green Inferno, and they're off to find this cannibalistic tribe. And guess what? They went like maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, haven't returned. So that's fun. So then this professor, I think of anthropology, decides to go and search for them. And so he's accompanied by, I want to say, a tracker, a guide, and with them is someone they have held hostage from this tribe, which is the son of the shaman. So I should have known this movie was gonna be intense. when like the first 15 minutes they show them physically killing a muskrat in front of you. I don't know if it's real or not, to be honest. I want to say it's movie magic. I really do. But that's supposed to be the gem of found footage films, is you don't know what's real and what's not. So to be real honest, I was like, I don't like that, but we will move on. So we get to a point where they're traveling through the forest trying to find the tribe, and we come upon this man dragging this girl by rope. She's got ropes around her ankles and arms. And, you know, the guy's like, we should do something. We should do something. Like, we can't stop the ritual from happening because we need to follow him to his tribe. By the way, this guy's like high on coke the entire time. The tracker, he's like feeding it to the shaman's son. I was like, what is happening right now? That's besides the point. Because that's not the disturbing point. The disturbing point is you watch this ritual happening, and it's this guy basically raping this girl with a wooden peg and something made out of mud, and then murders her with a big rock. Actually, I think it's not mud, it's a rock. Same rock. Murders her, beats her in the head, puts her on a boat, and sends her down the river. And that was the moment I went, I'm not sure about this movie. I was like, you know what, we're gonna try to get through this movie, you know. I didn't make it more than 10 minutes after that, and I just turned the movie off. This probably will be one of the first and only times you'll hear me say I turned off a movie. It wasn't scary, like, I wouldn't say it's scary as what we would consider scary, like jump scares of like the movies getting really intense and making you sit on edge and stuff. This movie was not scary like that. It was just deeply disturbing. And I don't always do well with those kind of movies. Let's be real. There are some horror movies I've turned off. Or like I just afterwards I'm like, I'm never watching this movie again. The original Last House on the Left and the remake, never. The House on the End of the Street, never again. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, never again. House of a Thousand Corpses, never again. I listed 4 movies that I was like, I'm never watching these again because they deeply disturbed me to my core. And they all have one thing in common. And this is where apparently everyone's got a line. Everyone's got that line. Like, oh, we don't cross this line. The moment this line is crossed, I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. I'm over it. And for me, I guess, that line is intense rape scenes. I won't do it. I watched this one on Cannibal Holocaust, and I kind of felt like I was going to lose my cookies. That's like a real tame way of saying I thought I was going to puke. I was just deeply disturbed by it. I was disturbed by the fact that nobody wanted to stop it. And I think it was like, and that's what all those movies that I just mentioned, they all have a really intense rape scene. And I don't like it, and I have to draw the line somewhere, guys. You know what? I love horror movies. Do not get me wrong. Obviously, I'm doing this whole film thing. I love horror movies, but to be honest, guys, you kind of draw the line somewhere. And that's where I draw the line. I don't, you know what? I know that sometimes in movies it kind of sets up, the final girl or the heroine's background story by talking about the time that she was raped, and and you kind of there's, but when it's in your face and it's very graphic to the point that you actually think you're witnessing someone getting raped in front of you, that's not okay. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. You can tell me, you can sit there like, oh, but it's a really good movie, you should continue to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm sorry. I don't I don't do well with rape scenes. I feel sorry. I'm sorry that I keep saying that word over and over again because it's an ugly word and it's something that, that still happens today. And I just again, we all have a line. That was my line. I turned it off after 30 minutes. And I don't plan on finishing the movie, and I don't plan on ever trying to watch it again. This is the original found footage film. And it's a very effective found footage film because you don't know what's real and what's not. And that's the whole point of a found footage film, is having you guess whether or not what you're watching actually happened or if it isn't. And, I watched the Paranormal Activity movies and, it scared me because there are more jump scares and stuff. But like I said, this is when I feel like I've just sat here and witnessed someone getting raped and seeing these people not helping her because they're more concerned about finding this group of people and finding the tribe rather than helping a poor innocent person. There is something truly disturbing about that, and I can't. I'm sorry. Like I said, guys, everyone's got a line. That's where my line is drawn. I'm sorry, this got real depressing. I didn't mean this to get depressing at all. I just needed to tell you guys why I turned off the movie. I needed to tell you. This is why I didn't watch this movie. Maybe I should have stuck with The Shining. Maybe this is the last time I take a suggestion from my sister. What the hell? What in the hell? Okay. But, the next couple of days, obviously I failed my, 31 horror movies in 31 days for the month of October, and it's fine. It's the risk you take when you're doing it while school's happening. That was a weird face. But, I still got a couple of days, and I can still get through a couple of decades with you. So, we're going to move on. We're going to do another 80s movie. We're going to do two 90s movies. We're going to do two early 2000s movies, and then we'll end it in something in this decade, whether it be 2 movies, 1 movie, or whatever. Halloween, I do have a nice special thing lined up that I'm not going to tell you about till it gets closer. You're like, closer? It's like the 27th. Don't matter. I'm going to wait till it's like the 30th. Like that close. So sorry for making this real depressing. I had no intentions of making it depressing. Sometimes you just gotta turn off the TV. Turn off the TV, say your prayers, and hope to God that you never watch that movie again. If you're brave enough, feel free to watch this movie. You can find it on YouTube for free to watch. And you can let me know how it ends, but I can already tell you that it doesn't end well. Until next time, friends. I don't even know what I'm saying. Until next time. What? But we'll see you in a bit.